Bitcoin is continuing higher. Here on the daily chart, we can see that we are breaking above the trend line, and yesterday on the 4-hour chart, I was saying that there was a compression pattern here, and that in the next 48 hours we would have a breakout. I thought the breakout was going to be to the downside, but I didn't exclude that we could have the breakout to the upside since we are in an uptrend. I still think this is pretty parabolic, and there is a lot of euphoria in the market, but that's the market we have and we need to accept that. On the 1-hour chart, we are breaking out of the triangle here, and I think we can go higher to 15,000, but this is very much overbought, and this can go down at any time. Let's have a look at the Litecoin. On the weekly chart, we are consolidating. On the daily chart, we're still hovering around the $100 level, and nothing is really happening. 4-hour chart, this is the Elliott wave count, and we are now in the ABC correction. So also in consolidation, I think Litecoin is going down. Nothing new on the 1-hour chart, still in a tight range, and this is going to break out in either direction soon. I think it's going to be the downside, but with Bitcoin going higher, this can follow Bitcoin. We don't know. Litecoin, Bitcoin chart, I think we're going down, and we're gonna test lower. Ethereum, this is my favorites, and this is the weekly chart, and I think we're gonna revisit this zone in the coming weeks. We are at the moment in a triangle pattern, and I think this is behaving like a normal market, like a healthy market, as opposed to Bitcoin, which is in a euphoria mode. And I think this is going to continue down. Here we can see on the 4-hour chart, we have found some support here. I think we can have maybe a little bit up, test this resistance here, and then continue down. This is for the 1-hour chart. We are still in the channel. I think this is a little bit, we can see here that there are tails here, means buyers have stepped in, and I think we'll probably go up a little bit and continue the move down. Yesterday, I think it was Adolf Hipster asked me about Bitcoin Cash, so I'm gonna have a look at it. By the way, I appreciate all the comments and the feedbacks you guys gave me. I really appreciate that. That means a lot to me. This is the weekly chart, and let's have a look at the daily chart so we can have a better idea. So the trend is up, as we can see. We can draw a trend line here. That's going to help us like this. We can also best fit the trend line like this. And from what I see on the daily chart is that we had a move down here with red bars. We found buyers here. The bulls came in, but then the day after they couldn't really sustain the rally, and then we had sellers here, then an inside bar, and sellers again. So what this tells me is that we need to go see lower prices before we see higher prices. What I also see is that we are in some sort of range here. Even though the trend is up, we are in a channel, and we are in the middle of the channel. So it means that if you want to have a good deal, you need to buy in the lower part here. You can still buy here, but the risk is that the market goes down, and if you stops, you might be stopped out. Let's have a look at the 4-hour chart. Here we can see the major support and resistance. Here we had 2 legs up, and now we are consolidating. I'm not sure this is a good buy entry point at this point. I'm really not sure. I can see that the market wants to see what's at the 1,200 level. I would be hesitant to buy here because this is also some kind of triangle here, and the market can easily break down and try to find what's at the 200 moving average here based on the 4-hour. So to me, it's more like waiting here. In the 1-hour chart, I think we can have a bounce. Like this point here was a buy point, so we buyers might step in, but I think sellers might come in here, and we have the move down here. So what I see is that this is acting more like a trading range, and in a range I don't like to get involved, especially in the middle. And if I buy in the middle here, I make sure that I buy more here. But it depends on your strategy. If you want to buy here and put a stop loss here, then you have to accept the loss, but that's not how I would do it. So to sum up on the Bitcoin Cash, I think this can maybe pop a little bit higher than sellers might came in and drive the price here. And here we need to see what kind of pattern we have, and based on what the market is giving us, I think we can consider buying Bitcoin Cash here. I'd love that Bitcoin Cash comes here and put a nice price pattern here. I'd be a buyer, I'd buy that. But here at this point, I don't want to put my money here. Okay, I hope this is helpful. As always, I appreciate your comment, your support, and remember, never get excited in the markets, and always think about what is your risk-reward proposition. And if you do that, you will be successful in the market. You have a nice day, and see you next time.